Frankfort and Lemont are two of the most popular south suburbs for families moving out of Chicago. Both have excellent schools, beautiful communities, and way more house for your money. But what most people don't realize is how dramatically different your daily life becomes depending on which one that you choose. The transportation options, the property taxes, even the way you're going to spend your weekends. There's massive differences. So let me break down these differences so you can choose the community that actually fits your lifestyle. What's up, guys? I'm John Sintich. I'm your South Chicago Suburbs real estate agent, and I have some great insights for you on this topic, so let's jump right in. Did you know that both Frankfort and Lemont give you way more house for your money compared to Chicago proper or those pricey northern suburbs? Location-wise, Frankfort sits about 36 miles south of Chicago. You're looking at roughly 15.79 square miles of gorgeous suburban landscape, and in Lemont, you're positioned about 27 miles southwest of downtown. It's tucked right into that Des Plaines River Valley. And when we talk about money, this is where these communities absolutely shine. That $600K price point, it can get you 3,200 square feet in Frankfort, maybe 2,800 square feet in Lemont. But guys, compare that to what you get in the city or up north, where that same cash might only get you a tiny 2-bedroom condo. Though the square footage isn't the only factor, wait until you see the unique housing styles that each community offers. Both places have phenomenal reputations for schools and being super family friendly. You're basically getting all the perks of South suburban living, tons of space to spread out, way better bang for your buck, and some seriously beautiful natural surroundings. Check this out. You could get lower median prices than many northern Cook County suburbs. When you're talking about the biggest purchase of your life, that's a game changer. Before we talk more in depth about these price tags, let's see how the character of these communities is shaped. So get this, both of these areas have different aspects to them that might change how you experience daily life. So let's see some examples. Looking at Frankfort's population, the 2020 census counted 20,296 residents. What's super interesting is how this place has good growth history, which connects to the housing market trends that we'll explore in a minute. Frankfort spreads across Cook and Will County. Yes, there's actually a small chunk of Frankfort that sits in Cook County. So there's tons of room for all those planned communities and new developments that are popping up all over. Now let's jump over to Lemont. The population remained relatively stable around 17,600 residents as of 2023, and this area spreads across 3 counties, Cook, DuPage, and Will. However, it's way more compact than Frankfort. Lemont has this amazing historical European settlement thing going on, especially from those late 19th century immigrants. I love walking downtown Lemont because you can actually feel that heritage in the buildings and the community vibe. But there's more. The geography between these communities is somewhat different as well. Lemont sits in this gorgeous Des Plaines River Valley and has little microclimates. Lemont can get slightly milder temperatures compared to the inland areas because of its relative proximity to that water. Frankfort, being further southwest, has more of a continental climate, and its location may result in temperature shifts. Oh, and if you've been enjoying the comparison and finding it helpful, do me a huge favor, smash that like button. If you want more insightful content just like this about the Chicagoland area, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'm always around. Okay, back to our video. Those geographic differences set the stage for another critical factor that most families consider first, the schools. All right, schools. This is huge for a lot of my clients. Both communities have really great school districts, but they've got different approaches and different strength. Frankfort's kids go to Lincoln Way Community High School District 210, which consistently ranks among Illinois' top school districts with a 96% graduation rate. Lincoln Way East High School serves Frankfort students and has built up an excellent reputation for academic excellence. For the younger kiddos, Frankfort Community Consolidated School District 157C handles elementary and middle schools and is highly rated on niche.com for academics and teacher quality. Over in Lemont, we've got Lemont Township High School, District 210. According to recent School Digger ratings, Lemont High School placed 43rd in all of Illinois, which is excellent in a state with hundreds of high schools. They got a 96.1% graduation rate and AP programs that can go toe-to-toe with any high school in the Chicago suburbs. Oh, and Lemont has a variety of fine arts and academic programs, including AP Music Theory and Studio Art. When you look at educational attainment in these communities, about 60% of Frankfort's adults have at least a bachelor's degree compared to about 42% in Lemont. Both communities are well above the statewide average of 22.8%. Here's another cool difference. Lemont High School is actually walkable from downtown, while Frankfort schools are spread out across the residential areas. In Lemont, you'll see teenagers walking downtown after school, giving the whole area this energetic community vibe. In Frankfort, the school campuses blend more into the residential neighborhoods. All this will pop up in the community events and lifestyle priorities that we'll explore in a bit. So, great schools are fantastic, but how you get to them and everywhere else is just as important for your daily quality of life. So let's discuss transportation. So getting around is a really important factor, because your daily commute can make or break your quality of life, right? I know it does for me. Let's talk about the biggest difference here. Lemont has its own metro station on the Heritage Corridor line, while Frankfort folks typically have to drive to neighboring towns to commute via the metro. For Frankfort's transportation situation, there's no dedicated metro line within the village limits. So you're typically driving 5 to 10 minutes to Mokina to get on that Rock Island line, or you gotta go to Tinley Park. The upside, Frankfort has awesome highway access to I-80 and I-57. Frankfort is definitely more car dependent and has limited walkability compared to Lemont. Now, driving to downtown Chicago takes roughly 40 to 45 minutes under ideal conditions. But come on, man, every Chicagoan knows ideal conditions gotta happen like 3 or 4 times a year during rush hour. There's always traffic, guys. Now here's where Lemont really knocks it out of the park transportation-wise. Lemont has its own dedicated metro station right on the Heritage Corridor line. The current schedule has 3 inbound morning trains and 3 outbound evening trains on the weekdays. Something that totally surprised me about Lemont, the walkability. The downtown area has a walk score of 74 out of 100, which is pretty darn good for a suburb. There's these gorgeous bike and pedestrian paths along the historic Illinois and Michigan Canal that can make your life easier and more enjoyable. Lemont sits about 25.3 miles from Chicago's Union Station, and you might get a slightly shorter commute there under good traffic conditions compared to Frankfort. The town also has easy access to I-55 for driving commutes. For all you remote workers out there, I think both communities are fantastic for that lifestyle. Frankfort's newer developments have many flexible living spaces, while Lemont's downtown cafes could possibly provide alternatives to home offices as well. Before we talk about some amazing housing options though, you should see all the amazing amenities that these two suburbs have to offer. From Frankfort's awesome downtown and massive Commissioners Park to Lemont's historic district and that crazy cool Forge Adventure Park, both communities bring some serious lifestyle perks to the table. Frankfort's historic downtown area along Kansas Street is loaded with these unique shops and restaurants that give the community a ton of personality. Brighter Green Park, right in downtown, hosts summer concerts and events that bring the whole neighborhood together throughout the entire year. I'm there once or twice a week at minimum as a Frankfort resident myself. One of Frankfort's absolute gems is Commissioners Park, which spans a whopping 60 acres with sports facilities for pretty much everything you can imagine. As a dad, I can tell you firsthand that having quality places like this for the kids to go and play, it makes a massive difference in day-to-day family life. Frankfort's also famous for its annual events, especially Frankfort's Fall Festival, which is seriously one of the largest craft shows in the whole region. It's a whole carnival. There's food trucks, beer tents, live music, carnival rides, and all the artisan tents. And the restaurant scene has been growing very, very well, with spots like Trail's Edge, Senso Sushi, Francesca's, Fat Rosie's. Those are all the local hotspots in downtown. Switching gears to Lemont, this community has a super vibrant downtown, packed with boutiques, businesses, and restaurants in these gorgeous historical buildings. When you walk down the main strip, you feel like you're in a movie set sometimes. It's really that beautiful. Lemont's most unique feature has got to be the Forge Adventure Park, which is insane. It has these zip lines and climbing courses built right over these big limestone quarries. This is something you literally cannot find anywhere else around Chicago. Seriously, it's insane. The Heritage Quarries Recreation Area gives you trails and waterways for outdoor activities, and the I&M Canal Trail is perfect for biking and hiking. The community calendar in Lemont stays jam-packed with events like sunset soirees, car shows, keep-a-taw days, and farmers markets. The vibe is always so good. Live music, food vendors, and families just hanging out together in the heart of downtown. You're sure to love it. When it comes to shopping, Frankfort residents can easily access major retail along LaGrange Road, while Lemont is more about the boutique shopping experience, although Frankfort does have that too in the downtown area. Both communities are about a 15 to 20 minute drive from Orland Park Mall and the massive retail sector that Orland Park offers as well. That's where you can find all those big box stores. But which one of these places is right for you? We'll talk about my opinions in a minute, but now that we've covered the facts and the figures, let's move on to something that's very important. Let's talk money. because at the end of the day, your budget determines a lot about where you're going to end up, right? While Lemont homes command higher prices with a median value over $530,000, Frankfort's median home value is going to be around $450,000, with recent average sales edging up over the $470,000 mark. But, and this is a big one, the property tax situation might totally surprise you. The median price per square foot in Frankfort runs around $188. Frankfort's property taxes in Will County average 2.62%, while Frankfort Township specific rates are closer to 2.02%, which is pretty competitive for the Chicago suburbs. Frankfort's housing stock is primarily built post-1990s, so you're generally looking at more modern homes with open concept layouts and amenities that today's buyers really want. There's a strong new construction market with custom home options in Frankfort. The typical lot sizes in the newer subdivisions range from a quarter to a half of an acre. Now looking into Lemont's housing market, the median home value is $537,000 according to Zillow as of May of 2025. The median sold price recently hit $560,844, and the median price per square foot is around $230, roughly 20% higher than Frankfort. But here's where it gets really interesting in Lemont. Property taxes range from 1.82% to 2.62% across Cook, DuPage, and Will counties. So if you're in the DuPage portion of Lemont, you could be paying a little bit lower property taxes than someone in Frankfort's Will County area, where rates are at 2.62% maximum. For a $500,000 home, we're talking thousands of dollars potentially every year in tax savings. And when we get to our final comparison, you'll see how this becomes a major decision point for many of my clients. Lemont's going to have a more diverse housing stock, including historical homes in its downtown district alongside the newer construction that it also has. You'll find some really insanely unique homes that don't quite exist in Frankfort, although there is a small portion of Frankfort's downtown that does have historic homes as well. So when you're thinking about investment potential, Frankfort's growth trajectory could be tied to all that continued development that I've talked about, while Lemont's limited geography can create some natural supply constraints that could help support the long-term home values there as well. But both communities have shown really strong resale performance recently, so you can't go wrong. So, based on everything we've covered, which community would be a better fit for you and your family? Let's break it down in simple terms. Frankfort might be perfect for you if you're into newer housing stock and planned communities. The ongoing development creates the sense of energy and growth that many home buyers find exciting. If you're looking for a notably lower housing cost while still getting an excellent school district and awesome community amenities, Frankfort delivers that value proposition beautifully. Those massive recreation parks in Frankfort are a huge win for families with active kids or anyone who loves outdoor sports. The suburban feel with more space between homes gives you privacy and breathing room that a lot of former city dwellers are just desperate for. And if your commute takes you along the I-80 corridor, Frankfort's easy access makes that daily drive a lot more manageable. Lemont, on the other hand, that might be your jam if you value that historical character and unique geography. That river valley setting creates an environment that's totally different than really anything around the Chicago South suburbs. If direct access to public transportation is important for your work commute, Lemont's metro station gives it a major edge over Frankfort, and the diverse housing options in Lemont, from historic homes to modern builds, appeal to people who appreciate architectural character and uniqueness. And those property tax rates in the DuPage County portions of Lemont are going to edge out those Will County tax rates in Frankfort, and that can save you thousands of dollars per year. Nature lovers go crazy for the beauty of the Des Plaines River Valley and all the outdoor recreation opportunities. Lemont's downtown is a bit more walkable compared to Frankfort, making it possible to reach restaurants, shops, and community events on foot from your house. But if you live in the downtown Frankfort neighborhoods, that you can also walk there as well. Now you might be wondering, John, which one would you choose? Honestly, I think it depends entirely on what you value the most. What I always tell my clients is to spend time in both communities before making a decision. Have dinner downtown, check out the parks, drive through all the neighborhoods at a different time of the day. Your gut will tell you which place feels more like home. Whether you're still in doubt about where to move or you have a decision in mind, I'd love to help you explore homes in the South Suburbs that match exactly what you're looking for. Reach out directly to me through my email at john@cintagerealestate.com. You can schedule a personal home buying consultation with me. I'll get you the best deal possible for you to enjoy your life in the suburbs as you should. And before you go, I've got another video linked for you on the screen that I think you'll really enjoy. I'm going to compare what $500,000 can get you in each of the Chicago South Suburbs. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.